49ers roster update. So I'm in Ghirardelli Square, heading down to the water to swim in San Francisco Bay. And very, very randomly, I encountered two old seats from Candlestick Park. And I had to do this 49ers roster update. I might as well sit down in a seat from Candlestick and go ahead and do the update from here. They've elevated Adrian Amos, the safety from the practice squad. So the 31-year-old safety has been around the league, drafted by the Bears, was with the Green Bay Packers. Last year, though, Adrian Amos played for two teams. He happened to play for both Robert Saleh and D'Amico Ryans. So I think he's a little bit more interesting than your typical in-season practice squad pickup in that he knows the type of defense that the 49ers run. They have been a little shaky at safety. I think Malik Mustafa is a really good player. I don't think Jair Brown has been quite as good this year as people have hoped that he'd be. He still is a second-year player, so he's still developing. But in case there is an injury at safety, in case that something goes awry with Talanoa Hufanga already hurt, I think Adrian Amos can give the 49ers a nice floor at that position. Also, he's a special teams guy now. You have to be a special teams guy if you're active and you're not going to be a starter in that game. And the 49ers obviously need to be as good and sharp as possible on special teams tomorrow because Dallas ranks #1 in special teams and the 49ers are down at 31 or 32. So look out for Adrian Amos, 31-year-old, been around the league for a while. Remember, they picked up Deshaun Gibson at the start of 2022, veteran safety, also wrong side of 30. People didn't expect much out of Deshaun Gibson. He ended up being their starting safety for a couple seasons. So something can happen here with Adrian Amos. I talked about this in my 49ers fixes up on the San Francisco Standard. They've given up 9.6 yards per pass attempt to the middle third of the field. That ranks number 26 in the league. In each of the past 6 seasons, the 49ers have ranked in the top 5. So they've dropped from the top 5 in middle third pass defense by yards per attempt to number 26. I think a lot of that's not having Dre Greenlaw. That's very obvious at that linebacker position, but I don't think the coverage from the safety position has been as good as it's been in the past with no Gibson. And who knows, maybe Adrian Amos is going to be able to give the 49ers a boost there. I can tell you he got a boost as far as his locker real estate. In the 49ers locker room, when Amos was first signed to the practice squad a couple weeks ago, he was in one of those little smaller lockers, the auxiliary lockers that they put in the middle of the room. They look more temporary. He's gotten moved to a wall locker, the big permanent ones, because the 49ers did some reshuffling, and it just so coincides with his elevation from the practice squad. There's also a second elevation this week. This one we already knew was going to happen. Anders Carlson, the kicker. He's on the practice squad for the second straight week. He's going to be active for the 49ers as their kicker. Thought he did a good job, minus the missed extra point last week. He did boot a career-long 55-yard field goal to open the scoring in that game, and he had the leg strength to get it into the end zone on the kickoffs, which is important. The big special teams play, which seems like a game-by-game occurrence against the 49ers, came on the punt return, not on a kickoff return against Anders Carlson. So Jake Moody still has the high ankle sprain. This might be the last game for Anders Carlson replacing Jake Moody because the 49ers have a bye. If Moody's still not ready to go after the bye in Tampa Bay, they'll have the third and final call-up that they can use for Anders Carlson. So Carlson up, Adrian Amos up, 49ers and the Cowboys tomorrow. Candlestick Park, I did the seats. I did the update from the seats over at Candlestick Park. Had seen, because it's not there anymore, a lot of great 49ers Cowboys games. Tomorrow's one will be at Levi Stadium, not at Candlestick, but we can always do the pregame update from those Candlestick seats. We'll talk to you guys soon.